Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the webinar on Smarter Hats web application that automatically respond according to the screen size. It's part of webinar series program organized by Royal Cyber for increasing awareness and sharing benefits of host access transformation and hats. My name is Asif Hussain.
And I am Karim Wasili.
In this webinar, we will talk about how you can convert your 5250 or 3270 legacy green screen applications to operate on latest gadgets. Let me briefly go through the agenda of the session first. We will give you a brief introduction about us, Royal Cyber, like who we are, what are our expertise, places in the world we are operating from, and the services we are doing. Then we will give you the overview, general architecture, and capabilities of IBM Rational Hats tools. In the next section, we will explain our business case, like the way usage of mobile devices is increasing, what are the current strategies opted by companies to cater to this ever-increasing need, and what are the main challenges organizations and professionals of the field are facing these days. Then we will move to the solution, our hats implemented with responsive web design and the challenges. In the subsequent section, we will discuss the competitive edge held by Royal Cyber in the implementation of the required solution. In the end, we will take questions as well. In the end, when we will open the mic, you can ask verbally your questions, and during the session you can type in your questions in the chat section of the GoToMeeting software you're using for this conversation. So here's a brief intro of what Royal Cyber is. Royal Cyber is modernized e-business solutions provider specializing in software development. We are IBM Premier Business Partner, IBM Authorized Trainer, and Microsoft Certified Gold Partner. Since the company's inception in 2002, our experts have been leaders in providing trainings and consultancy of IBM Rational WebSphere, Tivoli, Lotus, Cognos, and Microsoft Family Solutions to businesses worldwide, including many Fortune 500 companies. This is, you can see our global presence, headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. We have a global footprint with offices and development centers across North America, Asia, Europe, Africa, and Middle East, as you can see in this slide. We are premier business partners through IBM and a gold partner with Microsoft. Here you can see the brand portfolio, what type of solutions do we offer, and what is the mix that we can offer to our customers. Here's a list of some of our customers. Our clientele is way larger, but we have shown just a few of them to show that the diversity of domains we work with, and like Aon is primarily an insurance provider, Gartman is a programming firm, Apple Vacation is a travel facilitator. So we are almost in every industry. Now we will give you a brief understanding of IBM Rational Hats, what you can accomplish using hats. Rational Hats is a premier IBM product that is inarguably the best tool for presenting old green screen applications in modernized manner rapidly and efficiently. HAT's modernized version can be prepared for various output mediums. There is no need to make any changes in the existing application, so the matured environment stays at the back end, ensuring continuation of stability. By mature environment, I'm saying your host application, that's your green screen application. There's no need to migrate data with HAT's implementation. It is hard to train people on old obsolete technologies, so moving to HATs permits new resources come on board quickly. Furthermore, it is easy to find resources for modern technologies. Data from legacy servers like System I and System Z can be used at various places as demonstrated in the slide. Data once processed by HATs can be used in web applications, rich clients, portals, and mobile devices. Web services can also be generated to allow communication between multiple systems using HATs. Here you can see a simple transformation. This is an interface improvement. You can see non-user friendly green screen is transformed into modern screen with latest buttons, widgets, and controls. Here you can see screen combination we can do with HATs using macro-based approach of HATs. Multiple screens can be mapped to one modernized screen. As you can see in the slide, the logic that required traversing through 8 green screens is mapped into only one screen, thus making the whole process time efficient and user friendly. With dynamic menus built in HATs, we can create user role and rights based on menu options. These menus are either absent in the legacy applications or are very hard to use. So with dynamic menus, HATs application can present menus based on the rights of the user using the application. For executives and higher management, quick and easy to read graphs for decision making is helpful. The flat numerical data can be transformed into charts and graphs easily using HATs. It is hard to read and understand the trend analysis in the numerical form. However, it is a different story altogether when the same data is presented in the form of charts and graphs. Although only line chart is demonstrated, but HATs support various other graph types like bar chart, column chart, pie chart. HATs can also generate mobile version of green screen applications. We will discuss more on mobile implementation later. This is the overall architecture of the HATs implementation, where the mainframe server is used for green screen application. The HATs application is deployed on the WebSphere application server, and then it can be used on various platforms, browsers, devices via HTTP protocol, web services, and many other mediums. One may ask, if everything could be done with HATs, then what is the problem in handling mobile devices and other platforms? The answer lies in upcoming slides, where we will discuss the problems and the problems with the conventional approach and how we'll solve the problem. Here you can see some survey results, like 25% of the users in America choose not to browse internet in traditional manner. With laptops and desktops, people are so reliant on smartphones that on average they check their phones more than 150 times each day. American statistics may vary from rest of the world, but considering that even in some of the underdeveloped countries, 70% of population has access to mobile phones. The statistics discussed earlier could be generalized to global levels as well. The graph here is evident that considering the current growth patterns, by 2015, mobile users will overtake the desktop and laptop users. The way things are going, this transformation is expected to be faster, not slower than the pattern shown in the graph. Here you can see the technical ecosystem of different platforms. It is important for the companies or professionals to keep all the aspects of this ecosystem in mind to come up with solutions bigger in horizon and covering maximum audience to get the true ROI. There are many variations one may encounter across different platforms, but roughly factors like screen size, entry size, keyboard, mouse, keypad, touch screen, and limitations in the available memory in mobile devices are biggest challenges. Talking about variations, screen orientation, landscape, or portrait is another big area to ponder. HAT solution efficiently provides support for many platforms, devices, browsers, and gadgets. With programming tweaks, especially in CSS, each can be accommodated. You can see in the slide that various operating systems, browsers, and gadgets can be supported with HATS tools. There comes a challenge. In order to provide support to multiple mobile devices, is it necessary to write, manage, and maintain separate piece of code? What if there is a new device gaining popularity in the masses? For instance, the recent growth of Android applications in the competition with then market leader iPhone or BlackBerry. Is it necessary to write separate dedicated mobile apps to make the green screens viewable on different mobile devices? Keep in mind, separate applications will have to be written for each store. Here's the million-dollar question, literally. With ever-increasing variable factors, is it financially and technically feasible to create separate versions for each factor? To understand the intensity of this problem, just consider this. We have a month for Firefox and Chrome only. Where will the vicious cycle of keep on updating our solution to make it universal, to be accessed seamlessly across the board, stop? Will it ever stop? That's not the only problem. There are so many challenges with macro and macro and micro level. Budget will always go out of hand for maintaining multiple codes. Maintenance is also another challenge. Content management is another challenge. Imagine a company with constant data change like Walmart trying to keep their content consistent across the board. There are so many questions and apparently no answers. Or is there an answer? Let's see. We can't ask the world to stop or accommodate for us. The underlying axiom is change is the only constant. So we need to be responsive, proactive in our approach to cater the problems. Friedrich Nietzsche said, it's a jungle out there and it is all about survival of the fittest. So it's the adaptability to change according to the changes in the environment that matters most. Examples how in the nature species are using this technique, like they are in order to increase their chances of survival. Chameleon, spider, many sea creatures use camouflage to attain food and protect themselves from predators. Enough with evolution. Coming back to our original problem of making our applications viewable across multiple devices. By remaining in our budget with minimum application, with minimum duplication of efforts, our answer lies in responsive web design. Adapting this golden strategy, we make application adaptable according to the medium it is being viewed on, rather than anticipating device OS platform to support it. Remember the golden words, responsive web design. The solution remains the same. That is implementation via rational hats. However, by making few changes in the design, one code is written to make application responsive to the viewing medium. For end users, it is all seamless. They don't know, neither they need to know the difference in approach. Simple techniques like anticipating different screen sizes and adjusting the content accordingly makes images scalable per the viewing screen, adjustment to cater portrait and landscape views. This can prevent from making multiple code bases and need to store and manage content at multiple places. As mentioned earlier, the responsive web design caters to variations in landscape and portrait mode across devices, so it displays the content accordingly. So here is our solution in a nutshell. IBM hats implemented through responsive web design approach. Now the journey of green screen applications to the latest devices does not involve multiple layers in between. Right ones use it everywhere. Let us give you a demonstration of our rational hats work with responsive design. Here you can see for different screen sizes, the app itself and fits for the size. Like the end user gets the feel like it is designed for the screen size he is viewing it from. So you can see how this application responds. Now we are moving to the tablets. Like an iPad in landscape mode will present it like this. The same iPad in portrait mode goes like this. The application remains the same. We are viewing the same web page on different devices. It is this screen is demonstrating view of different devices for the same website. On Kindle Fire, it will look like this in portrait, while in landscape, while in portrait it goes like this. Now let's move on to the mobile devices. For iPhone landscape, the view will change like this. While for iPhone portrait, it will change like this. For Android phone, the application will look like this. Android portrait mode. It will automatically adjust to something like this. Okay, let's move on to the presentation again. It is not mandatory that a technically good solution proves business efficient as well. Like it or not, at the end of the day, it's the numbers that matters most. So let's see how good or bad HATS using responsive web design approach is. The top business advantage is the reduction of development cost, as there is only one application, so there is a drastic shrinkage in the development budget. So we are good so far. Obviously, as there is only one application to maintain, there is no duplication of code, so support or maintenance cost also goes down significantly. To make application accessible online, there is no need to host it at multiple places. One hosting is enough to make the application accessible globally. Another plus it is. Just like the code, there is no need to duplicate the content at various places. So all the content at one place is sufficient for the global access. Generally, device users have to make adjustment according to their feasibility in the content. But the smarter, responsive web design caters to this automatically. Finally, the RWD design is recommended by Google. It goes without saying that being consistent with Google brings in possible SEO improvement. So summarizing all the benefits, we can safely say that coding once and using it everywhere can be translated to the bottom line of achieving maximum return on investment. Rational hats and RWD are not cyber. So you may ask why Royal Cyber should be selected to design such a solution. The answer is very simple. We are IBM tools specialists and have solid expertise over the IBM suite, including hats. We have more than 15 years of history of successful implementations and satisfied client base on the similar solutions on our back. Due to global presence and expertise, we have the capability to provide quickest yet most efficient solution with round-the-clock availability of support. We keep on learning the tools ourselves and work closely with IBM on beta releases. Our people are undoubtedly our biggest strength. With around 500 consultants, you can consider yourselves to be in safest hands with us. Our portfolio provides end-to-end solutions since we have specialists on almost all the fields. So you can get one window operation under the same roof. Finally, let us brief you on some of our expertise on the hats tools. Beside off-the-shelf features of hats from our years-long experience, we can create some artifacts that you can add a lot of value to the overall solution using these artifacts, but requires some custom development. You can see some of these features in this list. I will not go into detail. With this, we conclude our session. Thank you very much for your participation and patient listening. We are open to any questions if you have. I'm opening mics and I'm checking if I have any question in the chat window. Okay, that's not a question. So let me open the mics. So seems like we don't have any questions. Participants can email us your questions on the email ID you got the invitation from, and we will be pleased to reply. So this is from our side. Once again, thank you very much for your patient listening. We hope you enjoyed the session and found it educationally interesting. Hope to see you again. Bye. Thank you.